morning, everyone, and welcome to the Fabulous Empty Nest with me, your host, Angie. It is Sunday morning. Hallelujah. I am so excited because Sundays are kind of my day to be able to do all the things that I need to do, mostly because my husband gets up early, takes off to go to the grocery and run errands, and my granddaughter sleeps in. So it gives me an opportunity to get my videos done and take some B-roll shots and things like that around the house when there's nobody around. My filming window is very, very small. So anyway, so happy to be here. I really wanted to do a video on Friday, and I just was not able to make it happen. I had work stuff show up, and it was a lot. So yeah, and then on Saturdays I have training all day on Saturdays for this new job, and I think I have maybe 4 more Saturdays to go, and then I'll be finished. So that's nice because I really would like to have my Saturdays open during the holidays. That would be important to me. So when I came home yesterday from my training, um, I was surprised to see something in the middle of my living room. Two surprises. The first one, so yesterday here in Humboldt County, there was a big veterans run, and my sister does it every year. And so she invited my husband and my granddaughter. So they went and did that with her while I was at training. And I guess it was a lot of fun. My husband was teaching them like cadence songs and telling them stories about when he was in the military. And so I guess they really enjoyed that. Okay, so I just had a little mini panic attack because I thought that my microphone wasn't on, which I've done several times. I've completed like long videos and, 30, 40-minute videos and then realized that I didn't record any sound. So, okay, so that was my purchases. I did make some progress on my tutorial. I actually got one filmed. Um, I watched it back and I wasn't super happy with it because one, I am talking way too fast and I am crocheting way too fast. So I need to slow that down a little bit. But this was the hat that I finished. This is actually the Ella Jane tutorial hat that I'll be doing. And very simple. I think it's very holiday like. And so this should be coming out. I'm going to try to get it out today. I'm going to work really hard to get this done. What I learned, I was filming my hands like I've got the camera now, so the camera was looking at me, and I'm thinking that I need to put the camera behind me and looking down like from my point of view. I think is what I need to do. This is all brand new to me, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. Um, the other thing that after I got home and I saw my beautiful boxes and I was so excited and I had such a great day yesterday. And then I looked through the mail and I got this. Are you kidding me? I just had jury duty in September and I went through the whole process. Like I had like so many meetings down at the court. I know we have a very small pool here because of how big our homeless community is. Our like pool for really good jurors is really small. And I think they're desperate, but I went through the whole process. I talked to the judges and the attorneys. They asked me tons of questions. And then finally at the end, I acted a little whack. I was like, can I just talk to y'all for a minute? I said, here's the thing. I run my own court program and I have participants in my court program that like are needy. Like they need me to be there to help them with day-to-day crisis, day-to-day needs. We're trying to get them back on track. I know you guys appreciate that. So could we just like not have me do this? And not to mention I have a vacation scheduled in October. And the next day I got the call and they were like, yeah, you're good. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Okay. So, oh yes, I ran out of yarn on this project and I was really bummed because I had like such a good rhythm going on it. And this is kind of it's like making a long Afghan that you just are going back and forth, back and forth. So it's time consuming and a little boring, but it's going to be gorgeous when it's finished. And that is my Rowana sweater. And so I ran out of yarn, and this is how far I've gotten on it so far. It's like super long. But it's just beautiful. And so I got my yarn in from my Hobby Lobby order, and this is the other color I'm using. And this color that I'm using for, it's called Be Still, is what this is. And it's just I love this yarn, super soft. And it is really soft. I really do love this yarn. I like the way the yarn, the colorway makes up. Really, really a fan of it. And the good news is, when I was for work last week, I had to drive one of our clients down to the Bay Area for an event. And as we pulled into the little town, and this little town is only 2.5, not quite 3 hours away from us. I pulled into the town and I said, "Is that a Hobby Lobby I just saw?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, they had just built a brand new Hobby Lobby." So it is the closest one to us. It's still 2.5, 2.75 hours from us, but it's better than going over 299, which is like, and it's 3.5 hours. So I was really excited about that. It's a really easy drive, and you get to drive through the redwoods to get there. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. So I'm excited. I have a new Hobby Lobby that's close, and I'm actually trying to plan like a girls' trip over there with my granddaughter and my bestie, Clara, to go. She makes earrings. Matter of fact, this is a pair she made me for my birthday. I love these earrings because they really do represent me and my personality. They're a little wonky, but they also represent balance. So I love these. And these are CC Dangles. She makes beautiful earrings. All right. So I got a new yarn from, I just went on a whim and I was like, I'm going to try this yarn and see if I like it, because I've never bought this before and I'd never seen it in Michael's before. So I got this, and this is called, what is this called? Nova Scotian Sky. Oh my gosh. And it is, look at that. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I have 3 skeins. So I'm going to do something beautiful with this. And if it's something big, I will just order more, because I think those colors are gorgeous. We'll see. I have like some brief ideas, but nothing, concrete. So this is a scarf I made. I think I might have shown this to you at some point, but I don't want to keep it as a scarf. I want to take it apart and use the squares and make this cute little sweater. And I'm going to post it up here so you can see it. I'll put a box of it so you can see the sweater I want to make. But I didn't have any more of this yarn. I typically don't, when I'm making stuff like this, I typically don't like use different kinds of yarn, because then if I want to do something with it, it's really hard. So I just typically don't mix yarns, but I did on this one. This yarn here in the middle is actually Yarn Bee. So it's that soft and sleek, low pill fiber. But the rest of it is loops and threads. And so when I went to Michael's to buy the yarn so I can make more of these squares, I realized they don't have this color. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I got 3 of these, not only for this project, but I love this color. This is probably one of my favorite colors. And I don't know why. It's not showing up quite. It's a little darker than what you're seeing, but I really love this color. And it looks awful on me. It makes me look like I have a really bad case of like hepatitis, but I love the color. I love making things with it. So the sweater that I want to make with this is so stinking cute, and there's no pattern for it. It's basically a sweater that somebody's selling. It might even be an AI photo, but I can figure it out and I'm going to make it. It is so cute. I hope you like it. I'm going to post it here. So that's an exciting project. The other thing I'm working on is this granny square sweater. I've never made one like this before. I'm going to take that collar off, but it's going to be kind of almost off the shoulder, but not off the shoulder. So it's going to have a wide collar with kind of an open weave, maybe about this wide around the collar that'll come right to the edge of the shoulder, or even further, because the square needs to fall about here. When I put it up, the square needs to fall down so I can attach the sleeve right here. So these squares have got to get bigger. I've got to continue to work on making those bigger. And then I think I talked about this in my last video. I wanted to make sleeves that were the long rectangle square, the long rectangles in the granny stitch. So these will be my sleeves. These have got to get bigger and longer as well. But I've got 2 finished so far. And so these will be the sleeves. I'm really excited about that. And I do want the sleeves to be roomy and have quite a big bell on the end. Not too big where they get in the way, but a decent drop in the sleeve. So that's that project. And I've really had fun with that because it's so easy. I don't really have to think about it. It's just, I think the only thing I have to think about is changing colors, and tying off, and easy, easy, easy. So I think, as many of you know who have been here on my channel, I've been struggling with this one sweater for one of my daughters, and I think I finally figured that out. I took it apart and I added a panel down, whoops, a panel down the back. So that'll be the panel in the back. And then I'll use that same color as the panel for the trim around the sweater and for the sleeves to give the sleeve a little bit more of like a 3/4 length. But I feel happier with this. I still feel like it doesn't have enough color. So I don't know what that's going to look like. It may be little colorful appliques, like little fuzzy flowers or something like that, but we'll see. That project, I'm going to buckle down on that next week and finish it up, get it out of my hair, because it's getting there to the point where I'm like, I will just, I talk to it. I'll say, you know what? If you don't start cooperating with me, I'm going to frog you and put you deep, deep, deep into a yarn basket and never look at you again, is kind of where I'm almost there, but I'm not there yet. So I think the last project that I wanted to show you is my hawkmouth. I finished all the squares. And I decided last night that I don't want to do the join as you go. I want to do something different. I really like joining it to where there's a top ridge, so it's joined a little bit tighter, but then there's like a top ridge down each, around each join. So that's what I'm working on. It's going to be a little more work, but for my son, who I know is going to be like flopping this Afghan around, throwing it around, wrapping it around him and sitting in his computer chair. Like, I want it to be super sturdy and not like too floppy. So I think this join will definitely aid in that and make it less floppy. So I'm going to put a picture of where I am so far in this video. I'll fit it in there so you can see. I've got it laid out on my bed. It does not have the black trim on it yet. So each square will be trimmed in black. So I'm going to work on that tonight and get that finished up so I can get it joined up this week. So those will be the 2 projects I work on this week, are the Chelsea sweater and the hawk moth Afghan, and get those finished up and out of my hair, because those are both gifts, Christmas gifts. I need to get them out of my hair so I can work on the fun stuff that I want to do. I do want to make some crochet wine bottle covers in the Christmas tree as gifts. So I need to find a pattern for that. And I really don't have a lot of things on my plate other than these couple projects. The two I'm going to finish this week. Then I'm going to work on the sweater that I'm going to design, the Rowana. Yeah. So really trying to not overwhelm myself with too many projects. All right. What we've all been waiting for. The Premier Yarn. Ooh, the Premier Yarn haul. Yay. Um, these are all yarns that I've never purchased before because I've never purchased this first. And I thank you all who kept reminding all of us out here in YouTube land that Premier was having their big sale. It was super fun. I enjoyed going and shopping there. So the first one that I purchased was called Canyon Colors. And I use this 5-weight yarn to make my big granny square sweaters out of. I just like how it works up. I like the chunkier sweaters. And so this yarn is, I think, equivalent to the loops and threads yarn that you can get at Michael's. So this is called Canyon Colors. And it's a bulky 5-weight. And it is 100% acrylic. What is the color? The color is called Canyon. I love all the Canyon colors. It's 109 yards, 100 millimeters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. This picture of when it's made up, I think that's so. Yeah, that's knit. But still really, really pretty. Tested and approved against 350 harmful substances. Love that. Machine wash, warm water, tumble dry, low heat. That's what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I just made an Afghan for my sister-in-law maybe 6 months ago. She sent me a picture of her covered up with it, and she's like, "But how the heck do I wash this thing?" And I was like, "Good luck." No, really, it's very easy. Throw it in the washing machine on low, tumble dry low. Take it out before it's completely dry and lay it out and let it dry the rest of the way by air drying. And she said something like, "Oh, I had this vision of me in the bathtub scrubbing it." So I'm never going to do that to anybody. So anyway, 3 of these. Love, love, love. This is now inspiring me to have to. Actually, I had four of those to organize my yarn cubbies. The next one I got. This is called Breeze. And this is another one of those like ocean style sweaters I'll probably make. Maybe I'll call this Leffenholtz. That's one of our favorite beaches. Same information. This is how it makes up. I don't know if you can see that. That light's awfully bright. It's a little lighter on this than, yeah, the picture is super light. I don't think it's going to make up that light. It's called Summer Breeze. Yeah, how beautiful. Very, very lovely colors. Very lovely. This will be a beautiful spring sweater for our beachgoers out here. So these are both, I bought these both to make sweaters with. 4 skeins should be enough. And then this, I bought this. This is super fun. I've never, like I said, never purchased this yarn before. And I'm super excited about it. I actually saw this on Creative Grandma. She and Cody were doing a Premier Yarn unboxing, and I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. It is not something I would typically buy, but I think my likes for different colorways are changing for sure. And this is called Premier Poppy. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. Like, it's just so fun. I was like, maybe like a cowl and a hat. Would that not be so cute? Let's see. I've never bought this yarn before, so I don't even know how it works. It's also tested it and approved against 350 harmful substances. I want to see what the color is. Kimchi. This is called kimchi. And this ball is 98 yards, 90 meters, 5.29 ounces, 150 grams, 80% acrylic, and 20% wool. And it's a 6-weight. And it calls for an M hook, a 9mm hook. Oh, I'm not sure what these symbols mean, so I'm going to have to figure those out. I am pretty sure this is probably not machine. It might be machine wash, but I doubt very much that it's dry because it's got wool in it. I typically can't work with wool because it makes me allergic. But when it's like 20% wool, I can. And sometimes when I find like wool that I really love, I will just wear a mask because it doesn't bother my hands. It just bothers what I'm breathing, the fibers. So I have 3 of these. Have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I am looking forward to it. I bought one other of the poppy. This one's in more, I don't know, kind of Christmassy colors. And this is called Vino. So maybe wine. This might actually be fun to make the Christmas trees out of, the wine Christmas trees. But again, same information. Love the colors. Are you kidding me? I should have bought more of this. That is so Christmassy. I need to find a super special project for this. I don't know how many Christmas wine bottle Christmas trees I can make out of this, but I have 3 of these that I think I need to do something soon with this for Christmas. This is gorgeous. Now, I think I shared with you that I really love this yarn that I'm going to show you next. I've made a couple shawls and a poncho out of this. It's a little thin, but I love it so much. It's called Spun Colors, and it's a medium 4-weight. It calls for a 5mm hook. I usually use a 5.5, which probably is why it feels thin to me. Look at this color. Are you kidding? Like, that is gorgeous. And this is called Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge Spun Colors. This is probably my new favorite yarn. It just feels like a step up from, the stuff that I buy at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. It's got kind of a light little halo on it, but nothing so much that it is hard to work with. And I have 3 of those. Same brand. I'm really excited about this one. I might make something for myself with this one, maybe a shawl or something, or just like a wrap while I'm sitting on the couch. This is called Twilight. Look at that with the oranges and the blues and the greens and all the colors. I am so excited about using this. All the same information. Gorgeous. And then I've never bought this before, so this was a first for this one. This is the Himalaya worsted stripes with wool. I've not ever purchased this before. Let's see. Again, 20% wool, so not a problem for me, but look at those colors. And this is a 4-weight, but it's a big 4-weight. Like, this almost feels like a bulky 5. It calls for a 5mm hook. No way. No way. You would have a big old chunky piece if you did that. I'll do up a swatch and see. I will make up a swatch with this and see. I can't see it being a 5mm hook. It is 383 yards, 350 millimeters. 7.1 ounces and 200 grams, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Hand wash, lay flat, dry. So I'll have to be mindful about what I make with this. Probably scarves and hats, just to, make people's life a little easier. Maybe a pair of hand warmers. And then the last one is the same yarn, but just a different colorway. And excuse me. I have a project in mind for this. It's for somebody that, I don't like using the word admire, somebody that I appreciate. So I'm going to make a scarf and hat with this color because these are the colors they say they like. And I think that's really pretty. It's very neutral and lovely, and I think it'll make up really beautiful. So that is my premiere yarn haul. So excited to get it put away, and maybe in 2 weeks, not this week. This week is basically taken. I will start working on a few of those projects to get some of that stuff done. But I'm really excited about making some things with this poppy yarn because, one, I like bulky yarn or super bulky yarn. Is it super bulky? Yeah, super bulky yarn. It's fun to work with. And it's a little bit, believe it or not, a little easier on my hands sometimes. So what else was there that I wanted to share? Oh, yep. That's what happens when I play with wool yarn. I think the only other thing I wanted to mention is that back in September, I think it was September, I did kind of a shout out that I was doing a sweater that I was going to add granny squares around the bottom, and I wanted special granny squares to go around the bottom of the sweater. And I kind of did a shout out, hey, if you've got a granny square that you really like and it's different than just, our typical granny squares we see everywhere, send me a link to it just where I can see it. Send me a picture, whatever. Even if there's not a pattern, it's okay. I can probably figure it out. But what is your favorite granny square? And I was going to pick 2 and implement those into the sweater. And then I was going to do a giveaway. I have 2 furls crochet hooks that I want to give away, an I and a J. And, this was back when I had like 12 subscribers. So I've got a few more now. And so I wanted to put it out there again and see if I could get people to send in their favorite granny square. I've put my email address in the description where you can send the picture or the link to the pattern, or a picture, whatever, you've got. And then I'm going to pick 2 and then do that giveaway. I had one person send in a granny square. So I'm just going to prolong this a little bit. And thank you, Christy, for sending in your granny square. But I'd like to get some more. And then once I have a few to pick from, I will do that and then send the 2 winners the Furls crochet hooks. They're still in the box. They're brand new. My husband bought them for me, and I can't use them. And so rather than sending them back, I was like, I want to share the wealth. Like, some people will really love these crochet hooks. They just don't work for me. So, and they're beautiful. So if you want, please send me your favorite granny square. Again, I'm looking for something different, and it'll probably be like a 7-inch square. So I don't want the great big ones, but like a 7-inch square granny square. I don't want it to be, again, too intricate, but I don't want it to be too like just your basic granny square either. So something unique and different, something that I can use just like a 4-weight, a worsted weight yarn with. So share the love, share the wealth. What is it that you love? And gosh, I think that's it for today. I am trying to get on a schedule of doing videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Wednesdays are usually a short video, just an update on what I'm working on. And then Mondays and Fridays are longer videos. So I encourage you to hit the little bell that lets you know when I have new content that comes out. And then also, if you hit the subscribe button, that helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. I first off just want to say welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you. And thank you for those who have subscribed and stuck around and sent such encouraging comments. And I really appreciate that. And of course, to my favorite YouTube crocheters out there who have helped promote my channel, I really appreciate you all. You know who you are. Um, yeah, just I'm trying to figure out new content with the winter coming. I probably will be definitely posting more consistently, um, I imagine. And again, comments are always appreciated. I love hearing about, who you are. Are you a crocheter? What do you do? What are you working on? All those things are always much appreciated. And I look forward to the next video. Happy Sunday and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.